Okay, shalom, shalom. Back here, another beautiful Sunday afternoon. Basically, I just want to get into wisdom and the understanding of these scriptures, because that's the main thing that's going to get us through these end times, man. The calmness is what's going to keep us stable and calm. I want to get into Psalms 23rd chapter. How these greener pastures and the calmness of this truth, this wisdom. That's what's going to guide us, and our shepherd, which is maybe Yahushai, who's going to bring us back, to the Father. He's going to be that mediator, and we're all lost sheep. Scripture describes us as the lost sheep of the house of Israel, or Israel. So we need a shepherd to get us through. That's what a shepherd does. It guides us. That's Yahushai. He's our main shepherd in this thing. But first scripture is Proverbs 4:7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. So that's a very important thing in the scriptures. The wisdom and understanding of this word, man. And not too many people have it. Only the select few, and the ones that are called into this knowledge, the ones that heard that voice in the back of your mind saying this is the way, walking in it. The ones that are called, are willing, you are chosen. If you endure to the very end, because the Lord said He is sick and He will sup with you. Because the understanding of this word was sealed, back from the time of Daniel. And Yahushai loosed the seals. So Yahushai is the one that's going to give you the understanding, the truth, and the knowledge of this word, man. He reveals the secrets unto his prophets. So it's a very important thing that you take this truth very seriously, man. Getting this understanding. But wisdom is the principal thing, man. That's the main thing that you should be, that you should want in this world, man. The riches of this world ain't gonna matter. And these riches of this world is corrupt. That's what scripture say. In mothbin, you want to stack your riches in heaven. So you're not supposed to crave the things in this world, man. It's the principal thing. But I just want to get into real quick on Psalms 23rd chapter. So Psalms 23:1, the Psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. That the Lord, Yahushai, He is our shepherd, man. He's the one that's guiding us in this thing. This is precept on that. Jeremiah 50:17. Jeremiah 50:17. Israel is a scattered sheep. The lions have driven him away. First, the king of Assyria hath devoured him. And last, this Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, hath broken his bones. Yeah, so in modern day, king of Babylon is who? Is Esau, the Edomites. So we're still in this period where we're destroyed, we're lost. We've been scattered since 70 AD roughly, man. Sada, all the times, man, where we were scattered off the four corners of the earth in different lands, Israelite foreigners and whatnot. So we need Yahushai to guide us back to the Father. Psalms 137. That just proves that Edom, is modern day king of Babylon. This is Psalms 137:7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundations thereof. So that was ancient Babylon. They destroyed us, The Babylonians destroyed us, and the Edomites was working with them, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. So fast forward, man, to this time, man. Babylon the Great, the king of Great Babylon, which is America, is Edom, man. So He's our main enemy right now. You know? So Lord, we need this wisdom and understanding so it can guide us through these times. You know, because Esau's going to come down with great wrath on Israel, man. You know, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. So yeah, just one Yahushai, man. 1 Timothy 2:5. For there is one, 1 Timothy 2:5, for there is one power and one mediator between the Most High and men, the man Yahushai, man. So he's that shepherd that's guiding us, you know, back to the Father, you know. He's supping with us. He's supping with his elect, you know, the men that were called in this day, you know, to this truth. The Lord will, you know, that hopeful elect is chosen, man. And the ones that will be chosen, you know, ones that have their name written in the book of life, you know, that table, man. I'm going to get into that. Back in Psalms 23, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Yeah, you're not going to desire the things in this world, man. You're not going to have, you know, your basic necessities. The Lord's going to provide you with necessities, and even some things that you may want, man. You know, maybe you have some things here and there, but for the most part, you know, you don't care about, you know, things of this world, man. You know, true riches, you know, is knowledge, man. In order to get riches in this world, you know, you have to be wicked, you know. Ask these celebrities out here, well, you know, these musicians, these top entertainers, these elites, Epstein's, you know, the Epstein files, you know, all these books that these whistleblowers bring out on what you have to do to achieve wealth, you know, in this society, man. It's evil, it's wicked, man. When you come to this truth, man, you don't care about none of that. You separate yourself from the world, man. You ain't trying to deal with all that. So say, you know, give me food convenient for me. Give me what's convenient for me, you know? I ain't worried about trying to make it in this society, right? So, Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Get that Romans. Yeah, it's Romans 11:33. Oh, depth of the riches, the depth of the riches of both wisdom and knowledge of the Most High. How unsearchable are his judgments, and his ways past finding out. Let me read that in the AMP real quick. It says, oh, the depth of the riches and wisdom and knowledge of the Most High. Well, the depth is likening this knowledge unto real riches, man. This is the real riches, man. So you're not going to want anything in this world, right? Oh, the depth of the riches and wisdom and knowledge of the Most High. How unsearchable are his judgments and decisions, and how unfathomable and untraceable are his ways, man. Yeah, man. Our ways are not the same ways as the Most High, man. Back in Psalms. Psalms 23:2. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. So that green pastures, man, that represents, you know, the understanding of this word, man, and the healing that comes with the understanding, right? Leading me beside the still waters. Being still, that represents, you know, tranquility and the calmness, you know, of being in this word, man. Wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of this word. Wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of thy times, right? Yeah, you look up that word, green. That word green in the Hebrew, it's the Shah, which goes into, grass, green herbs, vegetation, young, new grass, and what's in that grass, that main ingredient in grass and herbs, and vegetation is the chlorophyll, man. That chlorophyll is what heals the body. It's a very powerful substance within these herbs, within the grass. Like dogs, and they get sick. You see them eating the grass, to get that greenness, that chlorophyll, which is what's going to heal us, man. So He leadeth me down into green pastures, which is this understanding of the word, man, which is going to ultimately heal us, right? And calmness. Let's see that Amos real quick. Amos 3:7. Reveals his secrets. The prophets is Amos 3:7. Surely Lord power will do nothing, but He revealeth His secret unto His servants, the prophets, man. So this understanding He's going to give to His servants. In Isaiah 33, 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is His treasure. It goes into riches, man. The fear of the Lord, man. That's what you should, That's all you need. That fear is the beginning of wisdom and understanding, man. The Lord is thy servant, I shall not. The Lord is thy shepherd, I shall not want. You're not going to want anything in this world. You're not going to have the desires of the riches of this world, man. You're on top, because the treasure is this knowledge, the understanding of this word. It says wisdom and knowledge. That's going to be the stability when all things pops off, when everything goes to hell out here. This is what's going to stabilize you. You're not going to be freaking out like everybody else, because you've already read it. You understand what's coming, and you've been preparing yourself, and building up your faith, like going out there and dealing with the elements, making your life a sacrifice for this truth, going out to the highways and the byways, dealing with what you had to deal with, building up your mind, the strength of your mind, building up the strength of your faith, building up your faith and understanding. Because we were told these things. We read it. All this stuff was coming. It shall be like a madman sparing none. Cities are going to be blocked off. Chariots are going to fill up the skies. People are going to be having heart attacks when they see the skies filled up with them chariots, man. The men of the Lord, they're going to be, praising. Hoping like hell that they get beamed up. Everybody else is dropping dead and freaking out, crying bitterly. All the mighty men are going to cry there bitterly in that day, man. But wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and the strength of your salvation. The strength, and that's what the helmet of salvation, man. It's that true understanding that He gives to His men. So hey, as endure to the end, the same shall be saved. The fear of the Lord is His treasure. That's the real riches. Having fear of Yahweh Shai, man. Proverbs 8:10. Receive my instruction, not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. Gold, because at the end of the day, your silver and your gold are not going to be able to deliver you in the day of the Lord's wrath, as the scriptures say. Your silver and your gold are not going to be able to deliver you. Right? So the real riches is instruction that the Lord's giving you the knowledge and understanding. He says, receive my instruction. back in Psalms 23. He leadeth me to lie down in green pastures, which is the understanding. And he leadeth me, or he maketh me, this is a lot, he maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. The still waters, you know, that stability in this truth, man. Stability and calmness, tranquility of the word, man. What the word gives you. He restoreth my soul. You know, spiritually, he restoreth the soul. He heals your soul, your spirit. That green pastures, spiritual chlorophyll, man. That comes with this knowledge. He healeth you. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. And for his name's sake, man. He's going to lead his men, that shepherd Yahweh Shai, man, into the path of righteousness, man. Following his laws, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability, man. The righteous man falls 7 times, but he gets back up again, man. You know? We're rehearsing the righteous acts on this side. But, yeah, Jeremiah 37. But hey, Jeremiah 37, this last for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. I really wanted Jeremiah 30:17, but the Spirit had me hit Jeremiah 7, and that goes well with it, man. Perfectly lines up with it. It says, but he shall be saved out of it, man. His strength, wisdom, the strength of his salvation, man. Understanding of his word. Because that time of Jacob's trouble is coming, man. The king of, you know, King Edom, king of Babylon the Great, America, is going to come down with great wrath. It's called the time of Jacob's trouble, man. That wisdom and knowledge is going to keep you stable in that time, man. You should be like a madman sparing none, right? Concentration camps, hour of temptation, the collapse of the dollar, this money system. For that day is great, so that none is like it. No other day can be compared to this day that's coming up, man. Compared to any other times of trouble that Jacob Israel had to go through, like 70 AD, whatever. This is going to be worse than that. Even to the time of Jacob's trouble, he shall be saved out of it, man. Yeah, the strength of his salvation is the wisdom. That's what's going to keep you stable, man. The still waters of this truth, man. The still waters. Let me jump down to verse 17. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shai, because they have called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. So yeah, we was brought low, you know, we were scattered, we was destroyed as a nation. And we were called an outcast here in this place, man. Wherever the Israel dwells at, man. So we're at the bottom of the barrel. You know, we've been in slavery, you know, catching hell. But the Lord's going to restore us that, man. Restore us from that. You know, that mental, you know, issues, mental health issues. Elijah suffers from mental health issues, undiagnosed. Some major mental health issues, some little minor mental health issues, you know. Like you got these derelicts, they got demons on them. But you got a lot of Jake suffering from depression, you know. Suffering from things, self-hatred. What they call Stockholm syndrome. Especially with Israelite women. Specifically, you know, Judite women, so-called black women. You know, they have a lot of mental health issues. With their hair, Lord, curse them. That hair, that messed them up, man. Wearing weaves and all that. They have issues with being dark skinned. You know? So that Edomite look is what's uplifted in this society. That's what's considered beautiful. You know? Same thing with the men, you know? That's why men, the Lord said he's going to restore us from that. He says, I will restore health unto thee. Physical health as well as mental health, man. That green pastures. Right now, only the ones that are called have the understanding. And the hopeful elect, they're the ones that have that green pastures right now, man. That's been led to that green pasture. But eventually, all Israel is going to be saved. You know. Therefore, I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee from thy wounds, saith the Lord, because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, who no man seeketh after. Actually, let me try and get that in the Bible commentary. Tips, translation, insight, and perspectives. Bible insight. Let's see what it says. Translation commentary says, I will restore health unto you. Health first used in Jeremiah 8:22. This is found again, 36. Primary meaning, new flesh growing on a womb. New flesh, new spirit, new mind, new body. Eventually, the Lord's gonna give us new bodies, I shall cause new skin to grow. That goes into Isaiah. The flesh and the sinews. He's putting that. Oh man, let me get that, man. Ezekiel 37:1. And the hand of the Lord was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord, and set me down in the midst of the valley, which is full of bones. The valley represents America. And in Psalms 23, we're going to get into valley of the shadow of death. Out of here, man. It says, the hand of the Lord was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit. He set me down in the midst of the valley, which is full of bones. Yeah, man, that valley's America. That bones represents our people, man. With lack of understanding, full of bones. You see Israel walking around, no understanding, no wisdom whatsoever. Man. It caused me to pass by round about, and behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, the Lord power, thou knowest. And he said unto me, prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. As part of that, the Lord entrusts you with this knowledge, the wisdom, that oil. That's also going to get into. You get the understanding of the word, and you got to go out there and prophesy to the people, and wake them up. Really wake up the elect. Thus saith the Lord power unto these bones. Behold, I will cause breath to enter you, and ye shall live. What's that breath? The truth, understanding this word, man. Right ways of righteousness, And I will lay sinews upon you, sinews, joints, flesh that we just read about. And I'll bring flesh upon you and cover your skin and put breath in you, and you shall live. And you shall know that I am the Lord, man. So yeah, that flesh going to that restore, man. That Bible commentary was on point. Pursuing to Ezekiel 37, put flesh on old wounds, man. Putting that flesh, that's sinews, and skin on these dry bones out here, man. That's how the Lord's restoring us back to health, right? In green pastures. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise. Behold, was shaking. The bones came together, bone to his bone. The elect, the ones that are called, the ones that heard that calling, they came together. They woke up. Lord will, if you're one of the ones that heard the calling, that you endure unto the end, in this truth. And I behold, the sinews and the flesh came up upon them, and the skin covered them, and the skin covered about them, but there was no breath in them. That's going into, it's like, so they camped together, the camps, and that know they're Israelites, but they have no truth. They're pushing wayward doctrines, They know they're Israel, but they're pushing wayward doctrines, so, it's on a filthy lucre's sake, man. They're doing it. You got these other camps out here pushing this truth for a bag. They don't want to push, the name of the Lord, Yahushai. They don't want to push about the mark of the beast, the time of Jacob's trouble, all that's coming. So they have the, they have the flesh on them, they have the truth, but there's no breath, there's no knowledge, no understanding, there's no righteousness within them, man. Yeah, man, let me just go back to that Bible commentary. This is a translation commentary on Jeremiah 30:17. It says, I shall cause a new skin to grow. Though most translations prefer a more general rendering, I shall restore you to health. Skipping down the connector because it's better rendered, though, as in the Good News translation. They is obviously referring to Israel's enemies, as the Good News translation makes clear with your enemies. Yeah, outcast translates the passive, so he's talking about the second part of the verse right here. Outcast translates the passive principle or participle of a verb that means scatter or driven out. Outcast, yeah, we're scattered, we're driven out, man. For example, someone we don't have anything to do with. These other nations, they want nothing to do with us. Zion is frequently used to represent not just the city of Jerusalem, but the whole nation of Judah. And in this case, would include Israel as well. For whom no one cares is more literally for whom no one seeks. So yeah, for I will restore you to health, your wounds, because they have called you an outcast. That's about our enemies. Zion, no one seeks after. Just a little bit more understanding on that. That was Jeremiah 30:17. Let me get this Romans. Romans 13:11, and that, knowing the time, and now is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than we believed. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the whole armor of light. Yeah, that truth, man. Put on the whole armor of light. Yeah, it's going into righteousness. For he restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yeah, so they put on the whole works of righteousness. Of the whole armor of righteousness. Yeah, this is Psalms 23:4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Yeah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, just like we read in Ezekiel 37, man. That low-lying valley, it represents America. Valley of the shadow of death. Why? Because we have no assurance, surety of thy life. That's part of the curses that came upon us. Deuteronomy 28:64. The Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of earth even unto the other. Yeah, lost sheep scattered. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Among these nations thou shalt find no ease. Goes into the comfort, man. The scripture is going to comfort us. We're not getting the ease on this side. Neither shall thy sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord, Yahweh Shai, shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. Going back to that mental health, I was talking about that sorrow of mind, that depression, And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life. There's no assurance of our life at all here in America, man. Cops pull you over. You may not, you may not make it out of that. A routine traffic stop. Literally been stories about that, man. I believe there's one incident where an acorn, guy pulled over, Jake pulled over, an acorn fell on the roof of the car and startled the cop, and he pulled out a gun and shot him, killed him. All types of stories like that, No surety of thy life. But the Lord is going to give us a comforter, man. This is just like it says, Deuteronomy 28:65. And among these nations thou shalt find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. But yeah, just backing up Psalms, with another point, back in Psalms 23:4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. So this place is the valley of the shadow of death. There's no assurance of our life. But the men of the Lord, have that wisdom and understanding. So they're not going to fear, right? He didn't give his men the spirit of fear, as it says in the scriptures. So his wisdom is a very beautiful thing to be a part of on this time and in this time. He says, while I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. So yeah, this is the valley of the shadow of death. Part of the curse that came upon us was we have no assurance of our life. But going to Psalms 34:7, the angel of the Lord encampeth around about them that fear him, and delivereth them. So the angel of the Lord, the angels are there. The guardian angel, the angels of the Lord are there, protecting his men. You never know what situation that you potentially could have faced death with, to where the angel delivered you. Looking back in your life, there's probably little examples that you can pull from that you didn't really understand at that particular time. But now that you're in the truth, you have this understanding of the angels. You're like, oh yeah, that had to have been an angel that delivered me from that. Because the angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him. The angels are there, man. You can't see them. But some have entertained angels unawares. They probably came across one that you thought was just another Jake, another human, right? But really, the angels are there. You can't see them. They're there, man. Back in Psalms 23. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. The Lord is always with you, man. The angels are with you, man. He didn't give you the spirit of fear, man. The angels are encamped with you round about. Thy rod and staff, they comfort me. These scriptures, man. The rod and staff, you're rebuked through the scriptures. You're corrected through the scriptures. That represents that rod and staff of the scriptures, man. The rebuke, that correction, and also they comfort you in these times, man. It's John 14:26. But the Comforter, which is the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, he shall teach you all things, and shall bring all things to your remembrance, whatsoever I have said unto you. So the truth comforter is his word, his spirit, Yahweh man, this truth, man. The Lord brings this truth upon you, this wisdom and knowledge. It's the only joy that you're going to get. Yeah, you may be happy temporarily here and there, but that true joy, the understanding the scriptures, man, that's what's going to keep you happy, man. That's what's going to keep you stable, and man, that real, joy within your spirit, man. The comforter is what's really going to comfort you, man. A couple scriptures left real quick. Psalms 23:5. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Yeah, the table is this truth, man. He prepares the table before me in the presence of my enemies. So the elites, Esau, these other heathen nations, man, they see it. These are our enemies, man. They see Israel coming back in the streets, being disciples, being disciplined again, have that understanding, that light that shines upon you, man, that glow, man. These other nations see it and they hate it. King, That's Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall a righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such have afflicted him. You see that all around Babylon, all around the world. The camp springing up in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. That man ain't gonna give you no credit for your hard work. Never. Whether it be through slavery, Jim, all the hard work that Jake did building up this country, the hard work that Jake did in slavery, man. Even up into today's time, like at your job, you gotta work 10 times harder than some other person, man, that says some other Edomite for the same recognition or any recognition at all, man. Not make no account for your labor. When they see it, they shall be in verse 2. When they see it, they shall be troubled. It's a lot. When they see it, they shall be troubled. Terrible fear. They shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. They're getting beamed up, man. That's a strange vision that they're going to see. It's never been seen before, ever. Not at least on a wide scale. When the Lord he was beamed up. Elisha, he was beamed up. But on a large scale, with all the elect, when they get beamed up, the whole world's going to see it. It's going to be a strangeness of his salvation. But when they see it, verse 2 is Wisdom of Solomon 5:2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, man. It's like we read, man. And they're fearing right now. Back in Psalms 23:5, thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Let me get that word table, man. Etymology. one little last point. Yeah, the etymology online dictionary for table, the verb, the word table, goes into enter someone's name into a list. Thus, appoint to a duty. Also provide with food, to lay on the speaker's table for discussion. Speaker's table. The point being, enter someone's name into a list. Yahushua has his list. A bunch of names of the elect, man. To appoint to a duty. What's that duty? To prophesy, man. So we read in Ezekiel 37. You go out there and prophesy unto these bones as we were commanded. That's the duty that we were appointed. So our names can be listed, in the book of life. Get that. Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And Michael, the great archangel. Man. We just read how the angels encampeth them round about. Michael, he's like the main archangel that's going to have come down as well. Man. And there shall be a time of trouble, which was never such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, every one that is found written in the book. So that's that list, that table. Lord, how was I preparing that table, man? It goes in scriptures, the truth, but the etymology of that word table, it goes into, enter someone's name into a list. That book of life, and you want to be in that book of life, man. Thus, appoint to a duty, to prophesy as we were commanded. This work. Get that, Ephesians. It says Ephesians 4:1. I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you that ye walk worthy in the vocation wherewith ye are called. Vocation goes into a career, Worthy of the vocation, walk worthy, Study thyself, show thyself approved, be diligent. Make that calling election sure, and walk worthy in the vocation of wherewith ye are called, with all lowliness and meekness and long suffering, forbearing one another in love, man. With all lowliness, meekness, being humble, very important to have a humble mindset in this truth, man. It's just as easy as the Lord gave it to you, you can take it away, man. That's why you gotta pray, man. Take not thy Holy Spirit, from you, With all lowliness, meekness, and long suffering, patience. So they endure unto the end. The same shall be saved. It's all about long suffering, having that patience, Forbearing one another in love, Forbearing one another, right? But back in Psalms, the last one. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Yeah, oil represents that understanding of the word too, man. The parable of the 5 virgins, one was wise, one was foolish. That oil represents that knowledge, right? Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord Yahushua forever. That's a good precept on that. Wisdom of Solomon 6:12. Wisdom is glorious and never fadeth away. Wisdom is that never fadeth away, man. So you want that mercy, understanding, Yahweh Shai all the days of your life. It says wisdom and glorious. Wisdom is glorious and never fadeth away. Yeah, she is easily seen of them that love her, and found of such as seek her, man. It's found of such as seek her, man. You seek wisdom, you shall find it. Wisdom is glorious and never fadeth away. It's wisdom and never fadeth away, man. So Psalms 23:6, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Yeah, if you remain in wisdom, remain in the truth, man, you endure unto the end. Yeah, goodness and mercy will follow you, man, all the days of your life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, forever. You know, if your name is written, you know, in that book of life, you'll be, you know, delivered, man. But eventually, all Israel will be saved. Yeah, just want to get on that. Psalms 23rd chapter, wisdom and understanding on the green pastures, man. With that, shalom. Baruch Yahweh, Baruch Yahweh, Baruch Yahweh, Baruch Yahweh, Baruch Yahweh, Baruch Yahweh. All praises to Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops, great millstone, taught us his word. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect across the planet Earth. We're pushing this truth, in the spirit, in sincerity, and in truth. No Kwam Yashala, shalom.